Welcome to the Camperdan Files. My name is Chris, and in today's video, we're gonna have a little bit of a discussion slash update. I just wanted to bring you guys up to speed on what's been going on with me as of late and the channel as a whole. Now, for those of you that have been following along, you may have noticed a slight decline in output of videos, and I do apologize. And the reason for this lack of output is because I've had some things going on in life as of late. Um, Mainly some health related issues and concerns. So a couple of weeks ago, I noticed that I've had some changes going on with my body. Um, like I didn't have any energy. I was always thirsty, frequently urinating, and then the biggest and most alarming change that I noticed was a rapid decline in my weight. Even my wife noticed it. She noticed it pretty much right away. She kind of candidly joked about things. She was like, I don't know what's going on with you. You're losing a lot of weight. Like, you're getting really, really skinny. She's like, I'm going to have to start feeding you more. Again, I was really thirsty all the time. And it didn't matter how much water I drank, the thirst, it could not be quenched, which was really abnormal to me. And at the time, I was really, really busy with work. I didn't have the ability to take any time off from work because we were really busy. And finally, I was able to take some time off work, and I scheduled a emergency visit at a quick care facility. The doctor asked me, what's going on? Why are you here? And I started explaining everything to them. Now, at this time, the weight loss was so bad, my clothes were falling off of me. I'm not kidding. Like, the jeans that I'm wearing right now, these are fitted style jeans. And even these jeans were huge on me, like falling off of me. So they said, okay, we're going to go ahead and take a blood and urine sample, and then we'll see what's going on. When the doctor came in to see me, he sat down, he looked at me with a real serious face, and he said, well, you have diabetes, and we found ketones in your urine, which shows that your body is burning through protein. This is also the reason why you have the extreme thirst, frequent urination, and now weight loss. And at that moment, I felt like I was being handed a death sentence. Being handed down this news, it was only the beginning, guys. And I say this because after he gives me what I would refer to as devastating news, and just so you can understand why I'm having this particular view on receiving said news, is because diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, and cancer runs in my family. Um, in fact, last year, I actually lost 3 family members to cancer. After he gives me this devastating news, it was immediately followed up by saying, you need to go to the emergency room right now. And I'm like, what? Bro, you just told me I have diabetes, and now you're telling me I have to go to the emergency room? Like, what's the urgency? He said, well, your blood sugar is so high, we can't even tell you how high it is. Our machine doesn't read that high. So I'm like, what? So here's some paperwork, and you need to go to the hospital right now, to the emergency room. Um, you need to be put on an IV so they can dilute your blood and try to get your sugars down and you're probably going to need to get some insulin because your blood sugar is so high. Again, we can't read it. We don't know exactly what the actual number is because it's that high, and you're at risk for going into a diabetic coma right now. My world literally, as I knew it, it ended right there with that conversation. So with that, I ended up heading straight to the emergency room. And long story short, I was there for 8 hours. I kid you not. I went through 2 rounds of IV treatments plus a shot of insulin and being poked and prodded every 2 seconds. I don't know how many times I've been pricked that day, including having blood drawn and everything else. It was a very scary experience. And the biggest concern that I had in the back of my mind was having to get used to a new life, living with diabetes, and having the thought and the fear of having to poke myself every day, not just for the sake of testing my blood sugar levels, but also self-administering insulin. I've witnessed my grandmother doing this day in and day out. So between the time that the doctor gave me the diagnosis and the time that I went to the hospital, all of this stuff was jumping around in my head. My dad, he was recently diagnosed with diabetes within the last year and a half, 2 years. I would often refer to him as being healthy as an ox because he rarely got sick. He was just one of those individuals that wasn't really prone to getting sick. So when I found out that he had gotten diagnosed with diabetes, I was like, oh. Now in the past, my older sister, she was diagnosed with diabetes, I want to say about 8 years ago, might be longer now. But yeah, she was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And the second that I found out, I became very panicked because it's like, hey, this is my sibling. If she's diabetic, I'm definitely susceptible to becoming diabetic. So I rushed, went and seen my doctor, and he was asking me what the urgency was about. And I was like, hey, my sister was just recently diagnosed with diabetes. Can you please check my blood sugar? Hello. So I went, seen my doctor, told him what I had learned about my sister recently being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And he's like, okay, we'll get you tested. We'll put in a referral for some blood work. And about a week later, I went back and seen him, and he was like, you're fine. Everything's okay. Your blood sugar's normal. Clean bill of health. So I was like, okay, awesome. So fast forward present time, I really let myself go. I haven't exactly been exercising. I haven't really been active. And sadly, my diet sucked. I was eating like a trash can. I would order out all the time. I had a pint of Ben and Jerry's ice cream habit every evening. And I would often do this right before I went to bed. So yeah, when I was handed down this diagnosis, I was shocked. I definitely had a hand in it. But the reason why I'm taking this time to mention these things to you guys is because this can happen to any of us, any one of us at any given moment. Um, and I just wanted you guys to be aware. Just wanted to share this with you. I guess you could say my YouTube channel is kind of like my personal diary, except it's like an open book for you guys, the viewers, to consume. And this is just me telling my truth. I'm not exactly throwing a pity party or anything like that, but I definitely wanted to bring awareness to the situation. If you had any thought, any doubt in your mind, any questions about your health, now is the time to go out and get some blood work done, get some testing done, see your doctor, talk to your physician to make sure that you're keeping up on things. Just like my R50 here, it's old, right? But I'm even older. I'm substantially older than this vehicle. Okay, so just like our old R50 here, every now and again, my body, your body needs a once over, some maintenance, a checkup, if you will. And I just wanted to take this time out to just let you guys know what's been going on and give you an explanation as to why I haven't really been putting out content. Um, I've been doing this for about 4 years now. As a matter of fact, this past week has made 4 years since I've been a YouTube content creator. And when I first started, my goal was to put out a video at least once a week, sometimes even more, depending on what I had going on. And it's still a passion of mine, and I don't plan on going anywhere. Um, to date, I'm doing a lot better. I'm still not out of the woods yet, but with the help of my lovely wife, I have turned things around. I'm on a diet now. As you guys may have recently seen, I'm even getting some exercise. Again, huge shout out and a huge thanks to my son Josiah and my wife. As a matter of fact, prior to my diagnosis, she was trying to get me on a healthier diet and lifestyle. And I would often look at her and laugh and be like, "What? I don't need to do those things. Oh, you need to cut sugars. I don't need to do that. I don't have a problem with sugars. Like, I can eat whatever I want." But guess what? I now have to to curb things. And in the beginning, it was a bit of a challenge. I've been prescribed medication. My particular diagnosis for diabetes, it's type 2 diabetes. So I still have the opportunity to turn things around. And just to give you guys a greater understanding of where I came from as far as living with this disease, that day when I went to the emergency room, my blood sugar was almost 400. Okay, and that was just at the time that they tested me in the hospital because they have more sophisticated equipment. And they almost admitted me. They kept throwing around the word admission. And I remember telling my wife, because at the time my truck was down, was working on doing a tune-up, and I had most things put back together. But long story short, I ended up keeping our car and driving my wife to work that day that I went to the hospital. So here I am in the hospital. They're talking about admitting me, and all I can think about was the fact that my wife is now stranded at work. Luckily for us, a family friend of ours, shout out to Bradley if you're watching. Thank you so very much again, Bradley, for helping us out that day with that situation. I am forever grateful. As a matter of fact, we're going to be working on Bradley's vehicle here in the next 2 weeks. 2019 Nissan Pathfinder, of all things. Yeah, I remember calling my wife and telling her what was going on. And when I told her about my diagnosis, she was just quiet. She was like, "Oh my gosh." She's like, "Well, I've been trying to get you to change your diet forever now, and you're always refusing." And she's like, "Now you're really at a point where you don't have a choice." And I was like, "Yeah." Then she was like, "What's going on with you now?" And I was like, "Well, I'm at the hospital and they keep talking about I might need to be admitted." And she's like, "Okay, well, if that's what has to happen, that's what has to happen." And in my mind, the only thing I could think about was the hospital bill, right? She's like, "Don't worry about, the hospital bill. We could figure that out later." But she's like, "What's important is that you get this thing straightened out. This is a big deal." So I was like, "Well, how are you going to get home?" And she's like, "Well, I'm going to talk to Bradley and see if he can give me a ride." What she ended up doing was getting a ride from Bradley to come to the hospital to get our Altima and then head home. Well, thank God what ended up happening was that I got discharged after those 8 hours and I was able to go home. It was just a really humbling experience. Like, I never ever thought in a million years that I would have an experience like this where my health has been compromised and it's due to my own undoing. So it's just one of those things, man. You never know. And again, We can relate this to our R50s. It's just like your R50. If you're not doing those routine checks, maintenance, and just being visual with your health, it'll sneak up on you, like literally sneak up on you. That's kind of what happened here. I'm not gonna ramble on anymore. Again, this was not a pity party. I just wanted to share with you guys what I've been experiencing with my health and, everything as a whole, as a human being.